Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to our fellow brothers out there spreading the gospel throughout the four corners of the earth in sincerity and truth. Present your body as a living sacrifice that teach us to do. Shalom to the Aquaf, the very, and I do mean very few sisters that do listen up as well. All right, we the brothers from the great millstone, with a branch of the great millstone Chicago camp, coming to you with another lesson, you know, prophesying the downfall of this present evil world. And here we are again. And yeah, we got it.
All right, we're gonna talk about. We're gonna start with the Spirit gonna take us. We got a lovely guest among us.
Oh yeah,
the mighty man from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
All right. Yeah, we got two branches of the great millstone here today. All right. But we're gonna talk about what we're supposed to talk about, prophecy.
Right.
Somebody get a Revelation 19:10.
Got it.
Because we're going to play Sherlock Holmes. We're holding a little investigation here. and you know, from the evidence that we've determined that Esau Edom is the goddamn devil.
Yes.
All right? He's a liar.
Yes.
He's a murderer. He's a vagabond, and he's a thief, and he's a fugitive from justice.
Yes.
But he won't be able to run that much longer.
Right.
All right? Because he has been found out. All right? It may not seem like it to some of you, but the whole world is talking about this Hebrew thing, and the whole world is talking about Esau Edom.
That's right.
And the whole world, if you're really paying attention, is coming against Esau Edom. All right? Including his own women.
Yep.
All right?
I got that for you. This is Revelation 19:10. And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy.
That's right. And it is our job to come out and prophesy.
Right.
In season and out of season. All right? And we're prophesying against what? Many kingdoms? Matter of fact, you know the scripture y'all used to get grabbing. Yeah, 28 and 8.
Yep. Hey, and it's the spirit that you started off with your dissertation with the first thing you said a couple years ago. Me and the elder brother Pakistan, we was up there teaching with the wall in the Epstein camp. And we really going, you know, back and forth through the scriptures with this Edomite, and come to find out he was an Edomite preacher. And we asked him, well, I asked him, I said, so what did this sound like to you? And he pulled me to the side and he said, justice. He said, it really sounds like justice. He said, listen, I hope it's not true for my sake, but this is really what justice is. And he left. Him and two more Edomites.
And he said some real shit there.
That was real. And he was a preacher. He was studied.
He
was studied.
Yeah. And it is justice, and justice is going to come.
Right. Because you know he had the Christianity, like the ideology, and I could tell he was well versed, so to speak, in the Bible, because he kept going into the Gentiles. And when we cut him up on the difference, he said, man. And then I asked him at the end, I said, man, what does it sound like?
What that means is that it made sense to him.
And no, it did. He said it. He said it.
Because only someone who's versed in the scriptures can come to that understanding, but he's going to pull you to the side off camera. And
yeah, at the very end. At the very end,
Esau will admit the truth off the record. Because you'll be in like some, you know, when you're having a meeting, the minutes are being recorded and everything, and then they'll stop it and say off record.
Yeah.
And then they'll tell the truth. The stenographer is not writing down the off record shit.
Exactly.
And then they'll continue.
That go Kabbalah right there. Hey, remember when we was up north and we was teaching, and I asked that Edomite preacher, I said, what does it sound like? And he said, justice. But he said, for my sake, I hope it's not true. Yep, see, I told you.
I hope it's not true.
Those are his exact words. He said, I hope it's not true, but it's justice. So when you said they've been running for justice, that's all I thought about was doing. It was 3 of them.
Yeah, well, they've been ducking, dodging, justice, like Mayweather slipping punches.
Right. James Tony.
Exactly. That's it. Exactly.
It's Kane. They could be a vagabond.
You know, and so, and there's some major things that are happening in the world. We're going to talk about a couple of them. All right. And the first one that I'm going to start with is the fact that there's a prophecy that there will be a certain group of people that will claim the Holy Land. All right? But Christianity teaches that people is done away with. All right? But the scripture says that there's no people done away with. All right? And then second, if you got a people that has been declaring who they are throughout the generations, then there's something a little off with that particular people. Because since we know, somebody go and get that in the get the one in Joel where they parted my land, and then the other one is in Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35. Kind. All right. And another thing that happens with that is that you have 3 woes. All right. So there's no way that before the 3rd woe that the land would be established. All right.
Exactly.
And that the Israelites would know who they were. The Israelites wouldn't even wake it up until after the 2nd woe. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There was 3 great woes. All right. Well, there's 3 great woes. The first 2 have come and gone, World War I and II, and now we're in World War III. I hope it's Amalek. It probably is.
Because that's Lifeline.
Because Lifeline is their private. You know, I don't know if y'all are aware that Amalek, they have their own ambulance.
Right.
The regular ambulance don't come for, unless they just happen to be right there with Amalek.
That's Lifeline. And they don't call it, they click it.
Yeah.
And they come.
But Amalek has their own, and that was it.
Everything kosher.
Amalek
and the ambulance.
Okay. Which happens to be who we're talking about.
Yep. Right.
Somebody grabbed that too. That the Lord would have war with them from generation to generation.
I done put a couple.
All right, go ahead and bring those scriptures out real quick.
You got the Joel?
No, I got Ezekiel.
I got Joel.
Go ahead.
Joel 3 and 2. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at 1. Joel 3, I'm going to start at verse 1. For behold, in those days, and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
And this is a future prophecy that's actually in the workings. All right? This is a prophecy that's in the workings. Okay? Go ahead.
And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they
watch every video and then leave comments.
Let you know they watch.
And this dude's dark as me, that's Edomites. I'm not saying I
Exactly.
am. You know I'm not. But this dude's dark as me, and Jake like to skip, especially these BOI niggas, they like to skip over the fact that it's heathens. That's dark as me, man. It ain't about black. I'm not black.
Hey, I walked into Phil's Coffee to get a decaf on my way here. All right? When I'm coming in the door, I was met at the door by a little light yellow dude with blue eyes and curly hair. And then I seen his super brown, attractive mama right behind him. All right? I didn't need to see his father. I already knew. Okay? It was beyond obvious. Now, that is what you call a tear. Right? Because I had already walked past his father outside sitting at the table. All right? So then I peeped him to see, but let me see, this dude might have a little sauce. Let me see. That when he stood up, he didn't have to walk or do nothing. As soon as he stood up. All right, yeah, it's over for you. And unfortunately for you, young man, it's over for you too. Right. All right, and this big booty brown broad, it's all pretty. It's over with for her too.
Yep.
All right, bring those scriptures out.
This morning?
No, he's done.
Okay. All right, so I'll start from verse 1. This is Ezekiel 35 and 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh and prophesy against it.
And every man here does that daily.
Yep.
Right. Daily. We set our face against Mount Seir.
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1.
On a daily basis, we do exactly that.
And say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. And I will lay the cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in a time of their calamity, in a time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, thus saith the Lord of power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee.
And all over TikTok, there's videos of Edomites saying exactly that. They fear justice. They fear payback.
Got it.
And so those people that think back there are seeing this awakening. All right? Because I heard, I got a short clip, I have to find it. I probably got about 100 videos that I need to do responses to that I've saved, you know, them little short clips in TikTok. All right? But it was two Edomite women talking. The Edomite woman was telling the other woman that she is very well aware of the pain and suffering that was caused to Hispanics and that was caused to mass immigration, you know, and that is a part of it, because a lot of those people that are coming here, they're coming here for judgment, right? And they are going to clash with their own people.
Yep.
Because you got a lot of Judites that are very angry, talking about we homeless and we broke and we Americans, and yet you putting, you know, you didn't do shit for us, or don't do anything for us, but yet you bringing in, you know, tens of thousands of people and then spending God knows how many millions on them. And they angry. All right?
They still pissed off about the Ukrainians
and the Ukrainians,
Right,
exactly.
Right.
All right? Meanwhile, you got conservative Edomites saying that this is a damn invasion, this is an army.
Right.
Sleeper cells. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleeper cells found in there.
It's of course it's sleeper cells. You know, not to change the subject, we don't stay on the subject. But we know that though there's still 300 tons of explosives that are missing.
Just went missing.
Come on, man.
That went missing.
Order have chaos. Yes.
It was something else that happened. I can't remember. And then you also have all those satellite phones that was handed out to all these high-ranking government officials across the country. I think it was like 50 of them or more.
And this weekend they're supposed to be going secluded areas.
Yeah. So it could all begin this weekend. I hope so. I doubt it because I don't have that kind of luck. But I hope so. It could all, you know, there's a lot going on. But anyway, let's finish that.
Okay. It was actually Ezekiel 36.
36.
Yep. So it says, Ezekiel, I'm going to start from 1. Ezekiel 36 and 1. I'll start from 2. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, even the ancient high places are ours in possession.
I was in Julius Road this morning on my way to Open Mat and to teach the afternoon kickboxing class. And every time I set foot in there, that's all they is. Aha! I have a deal for you. Aha! All right? With all they shine in the window, man.
And they say the ancient high places is talking about the land of Israel. What the elder was speaking about. We got a people out here that took our nationality. And they go by the name of Amalek, okay? Which is the small head.
Well, that's their biblical name, which they run from.
Yep, right. They run from it.
Today they call them, as a matter of fact, there's a couple of Amalekites right here, right now. Lord, you know, the Lord always sends you, always sends you an example.
That's why he turned around. As soon as I said it, he turned around.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah. It's like we been discovered.
Yep. Then Levy. Then Levy. Get the fuck out of here, man. Because, hey, you know, they got flown. Now, the prophecy says that the Lord is going to pick Jacob and take us to the homeland, right? But Esau, Amalek, they got flown there, man. They call them the Elias. And you know what? The Elias, they go back to the late 1800s. And the Rothschilds actually funded the Elias And one of the first cities was Tel Aviv that they constructed, you know. And then you have something called Project, I think it's Operation Magic Carpet, but it was a secret operation missions where they were sending Yemenite JOOs over there, man. Right. You know? So that's what the scripture says this. Thus saith the Lord power, because the enemy has said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. You know?
And so how you just gonna ignore this evidence in the scripture?
Yep.
Why are the Bible scholars talking about these prophecies?
Yeah.
All right, you'll hear all this stuff, but you won't hear. Okay, won't do a video on who the people are.
What about
or this prophecy about a people that have claimed the land of Israel. And then the fact that this prophecy was written thousands of years before it happened. Right, and then it happened. Okay, so this is a very powerful prophecy.
That's right.
And that prophecy came, that prophecy came after the second woe.
Yep.
But yet these people that took the land, according to them, they always know who they were.
Right.
But Jeremiah clearly told you, somebody can grab it. I mean, I know it by heart, but somebody can read it anyway. But Jeremiah clearly told you, all right, that the Israelites, would not know who they were.
Yep.
There will be no need for an awakening. And so, but according to Esau, he's always been in power. Well, at St. Benjamin, I remember we were having a conversation. Came a man up there taking a dump. All right.
The Lord
but he this man, he damn, I lost my chain of thought. What was I saying about some St. Benjamin I was talking about? Oh yeah, right. The water, brother. Esau is claiming that he's always been in power. If that was so, then what was the purpose of the rebirth?
Right. Yeah.
Renaissance.
Yep.
What was the purpose? Why did you need to be reborn?
Right.
Why did you need? Right. Because what that means, the fact that you had a renaissance, the fact that you had a rebirth, is evidence that your power structure was broken.
Right.
So what happened in that period? How did it get broken? And how long?
Right.
Okay, and so the men of the great millstone, primarily, all right, because you got other people speaking about it. Most of them have heard us. All right, a lot of these upsprings that people are watching.
Exactly.
This man said it best. The great millstone got the whole world reading the Bible again.
That's right.
Even my sister-in-law, she's constantly watching videos and sending me stuff. And she was like, and she sends me stuff, and then she say, these guys are talking just like you guys. Even she sees it. She's like, nobody was talking like that.
Oh, you said it. The Christian preacher got a reader now?
Yeah.
Now he got some guy reading.
Yeah, you got a Christian reader.
Yep.
Right, now he got a reader.
They got that from us. Because we follow, and our apostles follow the scriptures.
Even in the street teaching, you got Christians coming out on the streets now. They got a reader. That's right, and Jesus said, read, brother. And Jesus said,
John 3:16.
right.
Israelites shape the whole world, man. That's right. We shape the whole dynamic of how this world is operating.
Got brothers
right
wearing
now.
beads.
Yep. Beards.
Brothers wearing their beards. I watched it happen.
Yep. Hey, look.
I watched it happen when everybody was, I remember when I first started working, my beard just wild, and the guys that I knew in the world was like, man,
they thought we was homeless.
They was like, bro, you need to trim that down. You need to trim that down some.
You fell off or something?
This is how we knew that those celebrity niggas was watching us.
Yeah.
And those sports figures, because all of a sudden, the baseball players started wearing their beards, the football players started wearing their beards, the rappers started wearing their beards. Now even Esau wearing their beards. Everybody wearing their beards now.
Now that's the thing. Now Esau capitalizing. Let me sell his beard oil.
And
Esau selling beard oil.
And then that was
Motherfucker.
and that was killing the Select and Slick and Shit
say
and
that,
all
yeah,
them.
right.
So they were paying to put out campaigns, all that smearing campaign.
Right.
The
beard holds more bacteria. and
Yeah,
shit.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
A beard holds more bacteria than a booty hole. And shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made
They got this. That's liquid.
Let's put that in the news.
They using my beard oil. That's what I said. That's what I said about it. I said, Ariana pop up about that
They
beard
were
oil.
saying,
That took his down.
hey, not only that, brother, that this brother got a good product, man, because my hair was starting to thin here. I've been using it on my scalp, and my hair is starting to feel back.
Y'all don't be putting it on.
So, hey,
I put it on my beard.
hey, that brother product
He got a good
is on
product.
point, bro.
Ain't nothing but game up here. My shit gonna stay. You know, I ain't gonna see this shit till king. It's just some game up
You gotta
here.
try that thing. It might work, brother. But anyway, let's finish that, bro.
I'll go back. All right, this is verse 3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord power, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen.
And that's it. And that didn't happen to Amalek. That happened to us.
Yep.
All right. And you know, and how you want to ignore the records? The record show who owns slave ships. The record shows who owns all the banks. The record shows that Amalek is first in this society and not last.
That's right.
Real quick, that Deuteronomy 28:44 started like 43 or 42. Yeah, through 45. I want to say this should be a sign. So we got identifying markers on us. Prophecies, direct prophecies that describe the conditions of the Israelites. But no one want, you know, I just find it, you know, ironic how Vocab Malone and guys like him, just ignore the prophecies, man. All right?
You said Deuteronomy 28, starting where?
About 43, read through like 45.
This is
It
Deuteronomy.
should be the head.
Okay. Okay. It's Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
And then any of you elder brothers got, you know, something, hey, just jump in there.
It says, and you shall come down very low.
Right, so, you know, if you, in our neighborhoods, that's how it is. Especially Judah. All right?
Especially.
It says, verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and you shall not lend to him.
That's it. All right? Because I ain't seen, you know, as long as I've been alive, man, I've yet to see a so-called Mexican bank, a Puerto Rican bank here in the States.
Right.
You know, they might have one in Puerto Rico, and it's still going to be controlled by some Edomites.
Exactly.
They don't have them, right, and even the ones in Mexico are still controlled by Edomites. All right? So, you know, they'll you know, they're a little bit lenient on certain tribes, but that's just to create division. That's why they do that. And Esau's very well aware, somebody can grab it in Judah, Esau is very well aware of our playbook and who we are. So he understands the prophecy about Judah. So there's a reason why Judah catches, you know, we all catch hell, but there's a reason why Judah catches so much hell, the kingdom of Judah. Exactly. Because he knows if he can keep Judah down, then he don't have to worry about the rest. Right? Because the prophecy, Judah had to wake up and come up first.
That's why he gave
Right?
niggas 40 ounce of malt liquor.
Even the Lord said that he's going to save the tents of Judah first. Right? Why? Because so the tribes won't be proud against them. But look what happened in the past when the tribes got proud against Judah. All right? We got split up and we've been fucked up ever since, man.
That's right.
All right?
I got a couple of things. Let me just finish this.
Let them finish that. Then
It
y'all
says-
can get themselves.
Finish in Deuteronomy 28:44. He shall be the head, and you shall be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till you be destroyed, because you hearken not to the voice of Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
There it is, man. That's the hardcore evidence. That's the smoking gun with the bloody fingerprints on it. It said that should be upon you for a sign, man. You know who the majority of the residents in Lincoln Park are? Amalek. You know who the majority of the residents in the Gold Coast? Amalek.
Definitely Amalek.
Right?
Definitely.
You know who the majority of the homeowners in Edgewater? Amalek.
Right.
In
Schaumburg.
Evanston, Schaumburg, Highland Park, Hoffman Estates,
Yeah.
Right.
Amalek. All right? Yeah, Hoffman Estates. All right?
Amalek Estate.
Aha. All right?
I got one quick to back that up.
Bring it out, brother.
And it's just going into, it's backing that up, and it's going into the prophecy of really knowing who they are and who we are. And this coming from the Lord himself. This is Luke 21 and 24. And this is the condition right now before the third woe that the elder was going into. This is Luke 21 and 24. It says, and they shall fall, well, from then to then, from then to now, and they shall fall by the edge of sword, and shall be led away captives into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And right now, we watching the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled with Amalek coming out of power and Jake rising up in the power with this great awakening that the people seeing and this justice that they running from right now. That's the transition being power, because the scripture says,
You know when I knew that Jake is coming back into power? Because country didn't win hip hop. You got hip hop country, right?
yep,
You got country dudes now wearing their beards and shit.
yep,
Country music, they doing little
You know?
hip hop style.
And then you got country songs that got grimy ass lyrics now.
right. Then all the black niggas getting into country music, they got the white woman. You know it's over with.
He sound like fuck.
Right, he can't have shit. We because it's like the elder said with that beard thing. That's very true. On another thing, even here's the rappers, right? The first thing a nigga rap about is some ice. Everybody know that. But that nigga, even this nigga Future, what he say? He said, "My neck full of beads, cause this shit getting spiritual." That's Jake. Like we started that shit, man. Write a great meal song, man. Wearing the beads, the beards. Why would he say that? Cause Jake is listening, man, and watching us, man, and watching us now.
We're the most hated group, but yet the things we do are the things that's being imitated.
Exactly.
Even if they doing it wrong on the left-hand side.
Exactly.
'Cause I've noticed over the last couple of years, a lot of guys are wearing their heads wrapped. They fucking up and covering up their crowns, though.
Yeah.
But they wearing head wraps all of a sudden.
Raps, beads, beards, yeah. Niggas you never thought I had. I never.
I'm like, how you wearing your head wrap and you sagging?
Exactly. I never thought this nigga Floyd Mayweather had a beard, man. I didn't even think the nigga can grow a beard.
I didn't either.
He got a full beard.
Yeah.
I seen damn near right the man head. Now he got a full beard. Floyd Mayweather. Jake growing their beards, man. He coming out with the name of the Lord. I mean, it's in Yiddish, but he coming out with it, with the beard. Why is he doing that?
Hey, that's what the spirit of power, how much you shot. The scripture says in Matthew 24 and 14 that this gospel is preaching to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall be.
That's right.
So we right here, you know, we at the end, you know, and just like what the elders was going over, you know, back what 10, 13 years ago, you ask Jake what's your nationality, and they'll say color out the crayon box, just say black. They'll say
right.
religion,
Shalom,
but now
brother.
they saying Jews, you know. Now they saying they the Hebrews, you know. So, yeah.
You just said it. But listen.
How you gonna be grandpa though?
But he said it. Hey, but he knew. But it's the spirit. He knew who he was. He came out with a full white beard, the pants sack, and he had a full beard. He said, "That's GMS." Absolutely. Come on, man.
Yeah, and he ain't all
Can't
lined
make it
up
up.
either.
Can't make it up. He definitely got the hat on.
Real quick, this is Matthew 24 and 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations.
That's right.
And then shall the end come.
And we here now. We here now because why? We at the third woe. And the Lord, somebody get Isaiah 63. And the Lord is coming back to a world ruled by Edom, man. All right? He's coming back to a world ruled by Edom. So that fact, if we just didn't talk about anything else we just talked about, which is more than enough evidence, we hold court here. We're doing our investigation. All right? These people are found guilty. All right?
Overwhelming evidence.
Right. So because the Lord comes back to a world ruled by Edom, and he comes back to a world where Amalek is in the land of Israel. That's scripture. Don't get hey, this same Bible, this same is sitting on your shelf. Your grandmama got a copy of it, your daddy, your mama, you know.
Yes.
Y'all didn't pull it out.
It's collecting
Right.
dust.
Exactly.
The biggest dust collector in the house. And that's why King David, quick point, but that's why King David said, let their table be a snare unto them, man. King David cursed you niggas, because he's the king of Israel. And when he put that curse out, and he's the head of the church, he's the rock. But he said, let that table and let that Bible, let this be a snare to him. It was in your face your whole life.
That's right here.
Oh, hold on, say that again, brother.
That's veil and taken away.
Exactly.
Now, the brother just went into King David being Peter. Sorry. Brother just went into King David being Peter, but King David was also Moses. So when you go into 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter about the veil and taken away, that's that same
Go ahead,
curse
grab it.
that
Somebody grab it.
3 and 21, I believe.
I got it. You got it? Right. I got it. Yeah, you gotta step up. Don't be scared of the murder. This brother got to get the chickens out. He ain't scared of shit. Big ass Bruce is mean, man. What is it, Aaron?
The veil taken away.
Yeah, but that's the spirit.
It's in the New Testament.
He really cursed them jakes, man. Let their table be a snare. And you know how you know niggas are wicked and they fall to that? Because when they go into Peter, you know, pun intended, what did Peter say? He said they said how from the falling away till now, nothing happened. That's what Jake say. Oh, this been happening since my grandmama was a kid.
Right.
From me and the elder Malcolm age to my age to even these younger brothers' age. Every nigga has said that in every generation, man. And Peter said that unto them. But what did he say as David? Let their table be a snare to them. You niggas ain't got no excuse, man. This Bible has been the biggest dust collector. And like the elder Kazak say, this ain't the trick Bible.
Hey, you know,
it's right here.
It ain't the trick Bible. And look, it's just like that scene in Hook. All right, which is one of my favorite movies. I love that movie.
Rufio.
Rufio.
Oh, yeah.
But that scene when they all at the table eating their ass off and he's sitting there hungry as hell. All right, and he couldn't see it. His table was a snare unto him. All right, but everybody else was reading their scriptures. He couldn't. He like, what are y'all talking about?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, faith.
Hey, cause guess what? He was a lost boy too.
Right. The lost boy.
You know, I'm an Israelite. Hey, because who? If anybody lost, it was us. All right.
You know, Michael.
We was it was actually Jimmy said it.
Okay, come.
All right. But you know, he was a lost boy too, but he couldn't see it.
Right.
All right.
So, oh, there you are, Peter.
Yeah. You know,
Peter.
you can see us for free on the internet. You know that, right? You can go on the internet and watch us for free.
You go smoke yourself later. It ain't the Sabbath.
Go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech, and not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Israel cannot steadfastly look to the end of that which is abolished.
That's the point. That veil that was put over his face, basically, it's a blocker. You know, so Jay can't see to the end. So when they looking at these scriptures, the scriptures the scriptures represent the manifestation of the end. That's what we're talking about prophecy.
Hey, look what that verse say. More ways to re-recognize. Because it's bringing back, stir up your mind by way of remembrance. Man, that's the spirit, man. It pulled right up. As soon as the brother said it. Go ahead, brother.
Reorganize, but
That was heavy. Yeah, come, reorganize. That was heavy, man. Because that's what it is.
But you know,
They don't get it.
Jake can't see past that black mirror, man.
Yeah.
All right? That's it.
Yeah.
He can't see past that black mirror, and he can only see what's on it. Especially when it's a video with a 2/3 nigga rapping and some old used up ass nigga bro or gang
ass.
up clapping they old used up ass worn out cheeks.
Clapping the
Right?
same way.
No, her mouth just stink. Puffing just stink. You know, as soon as you get close to it, face smell like an ashtray. Yeah, that too.
Weave everywhere.
This is verse 14. It says, but their minds were blinded. For until this day remaineth the same veil untaken away.
Yeah, so until this day, their minds are blinded to this day, and that's talking about this day and age here. You know, so they can't see anything. They can't understand it, and they won't understand it.
Well, you got Israelites, you know they Israelites who can't see this thing either.
Yeah.
You know? So, hey, Hey, that's the how about that's Isaiah 6. You hear when you say you see but you receive not, you hear but you hear not. You know, so that first lets you know that you're only supposed to be coming to the hopeful elect, and we ain't saving everybody. Because 2/3 of our people gonna be blinded.
That's right.
And a lot of those 2/3 is Israelites who know is Jake that know that they're Israelites.
Yeah.
All right.
They're gonna be counted to the sword too.
Well, Romans says that Israel has not obtained what they seek for, but the election has obtained.
And the Lord has an extra, anger toward someone who turns from righteousness back to filthiness. All right. So these guys that came in and went back into the world and they wake up and hey, look, the Lord is cold, man. He'll let you wake up and you get all this knowledge and be like, man, wow, and then put you right back to sleep. Or put a spirit on you where you don't want to pursue it, where you don't want to do nothing about it.
Real quick, this is Luke chapter 12, and I'll just hit the point at 46. It says, "And the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in sunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes."
Damn. So it went right. So his beating is going to be worse, man. All right? Your beating is going to be worse than those who was just a straight nigga that get more mercy than you. All right? D-Man sent me a video, man. I opened it up, and it was some of the wildest shit I've ever seen, man. Man, you talking about judgment, man. The Northern Kingdom, man, and them damn Levites, man, they got a different spirit on them, man. But it was a dude that had a side mount on another dude. All right? And this is somewhere in South America. I can tell by the background. At least it looked like South America. He had a side mount on the dude, and he jumped up like he was gonna jump up Nina Belly. But when he jumped up Nina Belly, he picked up a machete. And he just started hacking, and I heard a sound. It sounded like he hit metal, and it dawned on me that was his skull crack. And he basically hacked this dude's face open, his skull. He hit him at least 15, 20 times, man. Double hand swings, just in his face. And the dude was already dead. But every time he would hit him, his nerves would make his arms flip. His arms would just do this. And I was like, what the? You saw it too? I was like, and I'm like, damn. But you know what? But that was judgment, man. That he died that way. And dude wasted a lot of energy and breath. He was dead on the second and third strike.
Yeah, maybe even the first.
But
little.
yeah, well that second one, because that's when you heard that crack. All right? Because his arms were still up. As a matter of fact, he was damn near out of there before he even jumped up. So the video started, he already got side mount on him. We don't even know what he did to him before then. Because when he hopped up, the dude had no defense. He didn't put his hands up. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. Oh.
Yeah.
He already gone.
Yeah, he was gone already. Yeah. He just saw his hands were moving. But that was just nervous system. He was dead already.
What was that at?
It looked like it was down in South America somewhere, man. It could have even been Mexico. Yeah. But because them MS-13, they big about killing with machetes and shit.
Yeah. Stringing you up.
Yeah. Hey, but that's gonna be a normal thing, and it's gonna be a lot of Jakes that die just like that, man.
Yeah,
because we can't show that, I
ain't gonna show that.
They'll cut the video for sure, man. When I saw that, I was like, God damn, man.
Is that Jeremiah 16?
Yeah. But go ahead, brother.
This is Isaiah 63, verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel.
And Bozrah was a capital city in Edom, all right? But the Lord is also equating every stronghold that Edom has. The earth is in their hands.
Right.
All right, the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. Right. So the wicked have control over the earth. Yep. All right, and so every stronghold in the earth just about is evil. Yeah. So the Lord gonna visit every place that they are. All right, but go ahead.
This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
He's gonna be mighty like Apocalypse, man.
That's right.
And it ain't gonna be no team clits and tits and come take them down there.
Avengers.
All right?
God knows.
Right. A team of clits and tits. Go take down the pockets. Yeah, okay. And I'm about tired of that too, man. Every damn movie I watch, women are, one woman beating up 5, 6 armed men and all this. Right.
They got the female Superman.
If they actually let those movies play out, it'll play out like a dirty porn. Right. Gangbang. By them same said 5, 6 dudes.
Yep.
All right. She disarming them.
Draining it.
Starting with Avengers. Get out of here, man.
She beating all the dudes up, disarming them, breaking their arms and necks and shit.
That's why bitches think
Draining them of their powers.
Yeah. But anyway,
I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone.
and if you see the way wine is made, it's kind of violent.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that port is like a metaphor. He's, people's bodies like grapes.
Blood.
They literally getting squished and their blood is flying everywhere, man. But go ahead.
And of the people, there was none with me.
You ain't gonna need no help.
Right.
Right?
For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury.
Matter of fact, after he get his fill, he gonna fall back.
Right.
And he gonna dish out that power to his men and send them to do the rest, man. All right? Because this right here is gonna happen when World War III starts, when he goes full blown. Because contrary to popular belief, man, World War III has begun. It's happening.
Yep, that's right.
All right, the financial part is over there. And this is actually small arms, and it hasn't gone ICBM yet. But they actually, they going at it. All right, it has begun. All right, don't get it twisted. Don't think that it's not, man. There's wars all over North Africa and different parts of Asia.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Down what is that down there in Yemen? They killing the shit out the people. A lot of Somalians are dying. All right. And it's funny too, because another thing that's going on the internet is that, like I said, the whole world is calling out Esau for his wickedness, including his own women. All right, his women is trying to disassociate themselves with their men, and unfortunately for you, for you, all you Edomite concubines out there, you can't separate from him. All right, his destiny is your destiny.
That's right.
All right? He going to the field, you going to the field.
Yeah, that's right.
All right? All right, now some of you will get to visit the big house.
Hey, what the black woman say on Django? I know you wasn't talking about me. I gotta come back.
Yeah.
That bitch was wicked as hell. Everybody had to leave and go pick cotton and sit in the fucking hot box. Had that fucking black woman sitting on raggedy ass up there.
not his
Yeah.
not his cum bucket.
Yeah, I know you wasn't talking about me, bitch.
No, his cum bucket didn't have to go nowhere.
So we gotta do it to them.
Exactly.
That's right.
We gonna have buckets too.
That's right.
Fine ass buckets.
Sweet like these rich.
Right? And that's gonna be their job, to extract and receive. All right, that's gonna be their job, man. All right. Go ahead, brother.
For I will tread them in mine anger and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments.
So the Lord is Himself. All right. Is coming together. He said the day of vengeance is in His heart, man. Go ahead.
That's the next one. And I will stain all my raiment, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart.
It's the day of vengeance is in His heart, man. He thinking about it. You ever seen a pissed off ass fighter walking back and forth in that cage, waiting for the bell to ring?
Like a lion.
Looking at his damn opponent like he a piece of meat, right? Like the a young Melvin Manoff. You never seen him fight, right? He ain't had no ground game,
Right.
but he was such a they call him the Mike Tyson of MMA, man. Because most guys that went out there with him, if you survived the first 2 or 3 minutes with him, all right, most people didn't,
Right.
right?
He was fighting proud with that 10-minute run. They wasn't making it though.
Him and Vanderlei Silva, man.
Yeah.
Accident.
They were molding people, man. never got a chance to do your jiu-jitsu and your wrestling. This dude was just mortal. The Lord is going to really do damage. Right? Yeah. Right? It's very elect. Why? For the controversy of Zion. She going.
Come on, I give it to the elder. Hey, we merciful at GMS.
I got
He
it when she
deserved
going
that.
that way on that side.
That's all right. At least I know we on one accord up here.
Right.
Hey, that's a cold catch.
We ain't the He-Man woman haters, you know. We ain't the little rascals. Shit.
Yeah, brother was speaking, so I didn't say that.
Hey, the scripture say the spirit make an intercession. That's real. Even if he never seen it, and that's a thing of faith. We don't get back on subject, but when we do that, a lot of people mock at that. Hey, but that's a thing of faith. I learned that from this man right here.
That goes to show you that they don't have, they can market it all they want. That goes to show you that they don't really believe in the scriptures. They don't
That's
believe
right.
in Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Real quick, John 15:16.
That's right.
Real quick.
And he broke that down.
Just to shut that down, man. We have a royal mentality, man. We see the rice,
That's right.
we see the snow, we see the sand,
Yep.
we see the islanders, and
Yes,
we like it. John 15:16.
This is John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit.
Right, and that's one of the ways we're gonna bring forth fruit. Because we don't have to do it just with the Israelite woman. Go ahead. Because our women gonna be cold as hell. Because the majority of them on this side, really, they not right now. They used to be. But go ahead.
And that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name,
What? Excuse me.
that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name,
So a lot of guys that be scoffing at, they don't have a rulership and a royal mentality, man. They don't.
he may give it you.
So they can scoff at all they want.
And even if it was just
Because all the ones you ain't claiming, we take them. Right?
That's right.
That's right.
Abundance
Then you're gonna be mad. What do you think will happen when we coming down off them chariots? When that new Jerusalem is coming down? What do you think's gonna happen, man?
Dominant.
We gonna get our reward.
Right? Psalms 2:8 comes into play, man.
That's right.
While I'm holding that though. See, hey, talk about on the court.
Started
Come out.
Started one. Bring it, then go. But the point is in 8.
This is Psalm 2:1. Why do the heathen rage?
That means make a tumult. That's the same word as in Psalms 83. All right.
Yeah.
Why do they rage, and why they thinking that they little plans, their confederacies are gonna work?
That weak ass.
All right, it ain't gonna work, man. We know that they're gonna demonize us and come against us and all that. And you know, and it kind of makes you mad, makes you a little worried, like damn. But the flip side of it is that we already know the end, though. You know, we already know the end. Regardless of what happened, we get the victory.
We know the end of the movie. You gotta let it
Somebody hold Isaiah 54 too,
That's right.
like 16 and 17. Go ahead, brother.
And the people imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed.
Right, and they pseudoscience, they lies. All right, pseudoscience and like the history and the what's that bullshit they call evolution and all that thing, and the whole Mongoloid, Negroid, Caucasoid, trying to marry it to the Bible. Those lies were created because the truth was too devastating for them to handle. All right, it's too shameful. They don't, you know, when they made a movie called Year One with Jack Black and the other clown. Well, guess what? That's really kind of how it was for them. Wasn't it? It was around the year 300 when Rome went completely down. Jake ruled for 1,000 years, and on Esau they curse him on their belly they should go.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't he get that curse as the serpent?
That's the serpent.
Yeah.
It was
So
extended
so he got that. So and that didn't come in when he was Cain. It came in with Esau.
Yep.
That's how you make the Cain and Esau connection right there.
Yeah, Job 30.
All right? That's how you make that connection right there, man. All right? But that's when it happened. That's when the quest for fire. You ever see the movie Quest for Fire?
Quest for Fire, yeah.
That was Esau. Esau was the wild man. All right? And what they do is they try to take that wild man, that crazy wild man shit, and they try to marry that with the Vikings and make themselves the Vikings.
Right.
Nah. Stop it. You've been exposed, man. We done lifted up your skirt. All right? Go ahead, brother.
The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
And so there's a lot of vexed Edomites right now. Just go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on YouTube, go on TikTok. There's a lot of vexed and angry Edomites. All right? They just as vexed and angry as Jake is. All right? They making the videos complaining about the same way Jake is, man. All right?
Hey, if I can say on that scripture real quick, it's dealing with the high class of the Edomites, the high class elites. All right? Elder Apostle Gabar always say the wicked elite. All right? Between the wicked elite and the other high heathens.
High heathens.
Because Jake don't understand that it's been a conspiracy against you. All right? You have the other nations come together and they formulate plans and plots to make sure you stay down so you won't find out the truth. And if you do so happen to find out the truth, they'll pay Jake off like they've been doing.
Yep.
You know?
Or they'll demonize you to try to make you shut up.
Yep. So with redlining, all right, with chromium 6, which is a string of cancer in the water, with black exploitation, with hip hop, with the medium, which is a witchcraft tool. You know, they set up certain things to keep you from knowing that you're Israelites. Yep. All right, they set up Jesse Jackass to bring in African American.
Black culture, all of that.
Black culture.
Yeah.
All of that.
Crack,
Everything.
malt liquor, and gangster rap.
Yep. Hit all the sports teams,
And
all that
Kool-Aid.
shit.
Yep.
They really get it.
Yeah.
Love and hip hop. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Kool-Aid was pushed. Kool-Aid itself was pushed to the ghetto.
Yes.
Because guess what? You know, white kids weren't drinking that crap. You know what they had? They had Tang. They had real fruit juice and grape juice. I mean, they had grape. Actually, they didn't have grape drink. They had grape juice.
Hey, Elder, the brother, hey, Habashai. Hey, tell me that testimony you said with that Northern Kingdom cat that was making the Kool-Aid and shit.
Oh yeah. So he had just got back, and all the way up his arms. You know, I said, "Hey man, how's your day, man?" He was looking at his arms. He held his arms out like this, and it was red, all the way up to the top of the elbow. You know. He said, "What was that?" He's like, "Man, I'm making Kool-Aid." His daughter walked out with a juice box, and he said, "Man," he goes, "with a juice box, there's only this much juice." He says, "All the rest is chemicals." But basically breaking it down, he was talking about how he makes these vats of thousands of gallons, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big ones. And basically acid, like by the boxes. So he says one box is like so many pounds. He says that there's hundreds of those that go into it. Plus all these other things, all this stuff is going into it. And he says, man, and the juice portion is like it's ridiculously small.
Wow.
I mean, to the point to where, you know, he was throwing that stuff out of the crib. He ain't let his daughter drink it. That's how bad it was.
Wow, when he saw what they did to his arms, he was like, this shit, well, they not drinking this no more.
Yeah.
That's the blood. That's
100% juice.
Right.
It's the black dynamite. It's the black dynamite with the more liquor. When they talk about anaconda make your dick go, it demasculates you, man. It defeminizes you. It makes you soft. All right, and it makes you impulsive and angry.
Yeah, I mean, I was told years ago, especially for these beer lovers, to not drink American beer.
Yep.
Because American beer, they put estrogen. All American beers are full of estrogen. right, so if you're gonna drink beer, you gotta drink the imported stuff.
Import,
All right.
Yeah, they use like hops.
Yep.
So you know, I'm not a big beer drinker. All right. I have learned that I do like those ales. All right. You know, I do like those ales. I drink, you know, 'cause I don't really drink like that every now and then. But you know, if you're a big time beer drinker, man, hey, slow that shit down, man.
Cut it out. Verse 6. Yet have I set my king upon holy hill of Zion. I would declare the decree. The Lord Yahweh hath said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Now you hear that? So the Lord, so all these people that were planning, all these people that were making all these plans and all these confederacies, He giving them unto Yahushua. In the minute of the Lord, the kingsmen are joint heirs with him.
Right.
So they're going back to the 12 and scoping it. When we claim it, what we claim it, what our God-given, our Yahweh-given rights. All right? You get mad, he can't have that claim. And then she's not really my favorite. Just said, I don't want him to have it. He looked too happy.
He got a body shot to the order.
Right? Actually, she ain't that bad, but he looked too happy. And you know, and Esau, you can't just be happy. We couldn't be.
That's right.
Because you didn't. Hey, the way you destroyed all those Judite cities and neighborhoods all throughout the late 1900s. I mean, late the teens and early 1920s. All them drowned towns. Like them niggas got pianos over there.
Right.
I ain't even got no piano.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Their Wall Street is
Burn
doing better than
down the
ours.
whole neighborhoods and shit, man.
Soft ass nigga, man.
All right? Because, man, Brownsville, if you really drive through Brownsville, it's amazing.
It is.
And to think that was built up by Jake. And if you really take a look at all the mansions and stuff, they outshine all the stuff that Esau got up here.
Yep.
All right? They really do. They outshine all that. And the remnant of what's left there is still there to this day. You can just drive through there. Drive up and down King Drive. Drive up and down Drexel. Drive up and down Michigan Avenue, Indiana. All right? Well, Hyde Park was always an Edomite stronghold. But if you look at them places in Brownsville, they're bigger and better. All right? Yeah, Hyde Park has always been an Edomite stronghold. That's basically the south. That's the south side's gold post.
It is.
Right.
That's the south. That's the Obama over there now. Because of that freaky Hamite.
Oh yeah. And Farrakhan got out of his house over there too.
Him, Ali had one.
Yep.
You know?
Read this one more time.
Go ahead, brother.
This is one of the best. This is Psalms 2 and verse 8. Again. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
The uttermost parts of the earth. So everything that I said, man. So when them chariots start coming down by the thousands, right? Or if it's just two gigantic ones, however it's gonna happen. When Jake start coming, we start coming down, all right, over Romania. I got a thing for them. Hey, them Romanian bras is still. I done dealt with a couple of them, boy. I'm telling you. And I'm like, damn, it's more like you over there? Good Lord, I'm taking the trip now. I'm telling you, when we come down off those, it's kind of hit or miss with them. But you know, that's with all the heathens. Either they either fine as hell or they not. It usually ain't no in between there. All right? But the point is, though, is that when we come down off them chariots, man, all right, we coming down and we taking what we want, man. Yes, sir.
It's a thing.
Bring it out, brother.
It's a saying in the world. To the victor goes the spoil. So who's coming to lay hold of this place and be the victor? It's the Lord.
That's
so
right.
After the Lord wins the battle, hey, we're gonna swarm. We're gonna gather up everything.
Yeah.
It's ours.
Well,
It's ours to begin with.
The gold, the silver, the spices, all that, the materials,
Run that shit.
and the booty. It's called booty for a reason.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead, brother. Bring out what you have.
Because you're talking about how we're going to have, abundance and all that. This is 2 Edges 2:27. It says, "Be not weary, and when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance." It says, "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord."
That's right.
God empowers.
Yeah, our position is going to remain elevated forever, and whatever we're going to want, we're going to have, and you're not going to be able to say no to it. So, like the elder's saying, if we want something, we're going to have it as long as we ask for it.
Yeah. And I got a kind of a glimpse of something like that, man. I was in Thailand, and I remember we went on this jungle surviving training thing. Literally, what they did was they just dropped us off in the jungle, and we just had to survive for 3 days. That was it. All we had was our canteen and whatever rations we had. All right? It was, but other brothers, the stories that they went through, my shit was sweet. Because it just so happened we went about 2 or 3 clicks and found a village. All right? And the villagers came, and one of the villagers, he had like a barn, like that was like open like that, and it was probably about 3 sides the length of that. So when it was raining and pouring, he was like, we set up our hammocks in this barn. All right, because you couldn't sleep on the ground because of the 2 steps. They got a snake called the 2-step, right? And so we slept in hammocks, and you had to put the bug stuff on your strings because the bugs would come down your strings onto you. All right, but there were wild bananas. That's the first time I ever seen bananas with seeds in them. It's like these little bananas. So basically, we got our security thing. First thing we did, and then we sent out soldiers. We gathered up all the food. We stockpiled our food. Then we found this damn village. All right, and the villagers was making us soup, chicken, and all. Man, it was the coolest. Yeah, but when we came back to camp, when they came back to pick us up, nobody had a story like ours. But here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. When I was leaving, the dude that's been so hospitable, the Thais are like, they differ from everybody else in Asia, and I do believe it's a lot of Jakes among them. But when I was leaving, the guy who owned the place, the old man, the barn that we set up in that last day, or the last 2 days, because we only spent 1 day in the elements, and we was in his barn. When we were leaving, when we were packing, I was packing up my, all my stuff. He came and he had a girl with him, a young girl, and he was giving me her hand. So so I'm like, well, damn, that would have been real nice a couple days ago. but the fact was she was real young though. But what the dude was trying to do, he wanted me to take his daughter to just bring her to America and give her a better life. This dude was really, and I was like, because I had been communicating and talking to him. Right, Thai is not a difficult language to, I was having full conversations before that. All right, sloppy, but I was happy. So I went to my bag, and they real big on giving gifts and trade. So that's what happened. I gave them a set of camis. I had an old set of field camis, and I gave them the camis and all that. And we'd always exchange gifts. He came back with booty. And I'm like, damn, bro. I can't, what I'm gonna do, stick in my pack, run around with her? That's spiritual. But yeah, so how much more when we come down off those chariots, Exactly. And the Lord, and we imbued with all that greatness that we gonna have, man. Man, it's gonna be, it's gonna be like Xerxes. Told you, brother, I ain't gonna, I'm gonna be floating places. I didn't even walk, I'm gonna be floating, just low off the ground, just coming at your head.
Thinking the Hilo land, you feel like this.
Right. Hey, the Lord's gonna, he said we're gonna be able to do the things he did in greater, man. Because Yahweh Shai gonna stunt. And guess what? Then he calls us his friends. He gonna have us stunt too.
Like my dad.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got something. This is up.
Amalek dropping all over the place.
Say it, drop it there.
Perfect.
This is Revelation 2:25. But that But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Wow, and see, that's what we pray for. I pray for that every day. And I pray it for these brothers too, that we endure to the end so we can get that, man. Right? Because I want these men and other brothers, I want to be there when all this happens, and I want them with me, man. Hey, I want to swing my swords next to these brothers. All right? That's what I want. I want nothing more than that. All right?
It says, he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
So the Lord, so you ever seen a pot fall and have break to shivers? Right? You ain't gluing it back together.
That's going to be spiritual powers. If you hit something, if we hit flesh, you know, if we hit the heathen, he can turn it to shivers. That's spiritual powers. You know? So the Lord will give us spiritual powers and he going to give us the heathens, man. But like it said though, it said, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Yeah.
You gotta hold fast.
Yep. Esau gonna do some dumb shit like look at me, and I'm gonna be like, you have no eyes. And that dude, he literally gonna have no eyes. There's two things there. Right. And he gonna live the rest of his slavery.
No eyes.
Right. He gotta tap his way around and still work.
Still gotta work.
So didn't I tell you not to lift your head up?
Pick that nigga up.
Exactly. Now go find some shit.
Find some shit to do.
Right. Hey, they deserve it.
Yep.
They deserve it. And that's what they're afraid of. Like the Edomite chick said, they're afraid of retribution, man.
Real quick, what the elder was saying. This is Isaiah 33 and 18. Thine heart shall meditate terror.
You hear that?
See?
Did you write that yesterday?
Nope. It's in Isaiah. Isaiah 33 and 18. Thine heart shall meditate terror.
I'm sure that's in every Bible that every Christian got. That scripture's in there.
That's it.
All right?
Go ahead, you got it.
This is Sirach 25:7. It says, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Man, that is two great things because very few brothers actually get to enjoy their children on this side the way you're supposed to. Right? And there's nothing greater than seeing the fall of your enemy. Because Esau rejoiced over doing us like he did us. Right? He rejoiced over.
They sent us as gifts.
And now he's mad that the history about it is coming out. See, the thing is that if you go back about 20 years or more, we just jumped back in time 20 years. Yahweh forbid. But if we did, Edomites bragged about the conquest of the Northern Kingdom, the conquest of the Negroes. You know, they bragged about it. The mistreatment. Hey, your women was nothing but bed wenches. You know? Yeah. Watch Good Bible Tom. They brag about that.
They had a good time making that film.
You know? They were very, very satisfied with doing us the way. And then the rigging of the game. Right? Like I said, Esau's the only people I know that rig a race for them to win and then brag about winning. Then got the nerve to scoff you for losing, even though he set it up for you to lose. Right? Yeah, exactly. Just like that, brother. He's standing there all Captain Morgan, leg up and shit. You know? Bragging about something he ain't done nothing. Right? And then the sad thing is that you'll have our people that co-sign, especially our women. Because guess what? Yahushua is coming to sever that union with Eve and Esau.
This is Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
Yep.
Saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth? Yeah, because we've been destroyed, you know?
And when you said that, all I could do was see the nigga woman.
Bring it up.
You know,
Breaking her neck.
Destroy.
D'Lo Brown with the
behind Esau, like that little chocolate ass bra was. Well, I'm gonna listen to a slave. I'm gonna listen to my master, the white man. Oh.
Yep. It says, all thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee, going in what the elder was saying, how they was bragging. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it.
Right. So they bragged about these activities. I mean, they bragged big time about these activities. Now they want to pull it out of the schools.
Yep.
They don't want their children to see.
Yep.
And it's like the one Edomite woman said, they don't want the children to see because they're going to see Nana.
Yep.
They're going to see Grandpa.
Yep.
Like, why is Grandpa in that picture throwing rocks at them little black kids?
Yep.
That's what they get there.
Yep.
Well, is this granddaddy in this picture with this man is hung?
Shameful spirit.
That's what it is because, hey, because guess what? You know, you can go into a lot of them books, man, and you can use facial recognition to figure out who a lot of these people are, man. Because some of them are still alive,
Yep.
and their descendants are alive.
descendants.
And then you can, and then their descendants should have to be made to pay restitution, like O.J. Simpson had to pay restitution to the damn Goldbergs or the Gold, whatever the fuck Nicole's family was named. And Nicole, low key, was a nigga woman anyway.
Yep.
But go ahead. She was one of them scattered among the heathen that looked like the heathen. She's just a pale face nigga woman. Go ahead, brother. You gotta do something.
Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 15:11. It says, because you were glad, because you rejoiced, O you destroyers of mine heritage, and because you are grown fat as a heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. You know, you thrived off of our demise. So every time, you know, the more you brag, the richer you got.
Yeah, and they love to get on the comment boards and brag about, you know, all the things that they've done, which they haven't done. They stole them. You know, all the inventions that they stole, that they put on you, and then they love to blurt out that you know, Negroes, Latinos have contributed nothing to society, and blah 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 blah, and all them lies.
Lazy.
And that's nothing but lies, man. You'll find out the majority of the most important inventions that have been used in modern day society was created by Jake.
They got books on it.
There was an Edomite by the name of William C. Langford, and he made the comment that, like, with the whole system, it was created only by the white man and no black man contributed to it. So that's why they have this, what do you call it, like a solipsistic attitude.
Yeah.
That nothing good can come out of any nation or mainly from Jake unless it comes from the so-called white man. So, you know, it's true, man.
Well, the scripture says that Jacob was a former of all things.
Exactly. Chicken wing, Versace.
Yeah, so they test that. You know? But what happening is, going back with Elder Head, when we first started this is us prophesying against Edom. So we must get wisdom something to find the Lord. You know? Because this is something that they didn't imagine was going to happen. They didn't even fathom that the Israelites were going to finally wake up. Like I said, they put something called chromium-6 in the water supply, which is a string of cancer. Why the fuck would you do that? You know? All of it was geared to keep us down. You know? Redlining. We get to our little Walgreens, Pick and Save, Walmarts, and these little stores that we go to. All them stores is filled with poison. But when you go out into the Edomite neighborhood, they got the best of the fruits, the best of the vegetables. You know, you go to Woodman's and you go to Myers and certain places like that, Whole Foods. We don't got that in the hood. We got Walmart, Piggly Wiggly. Well, I don't think they got Piggly Wiggly no more. Yeah, Pick and Save, Pick and Slave, you know? And all that shit, yeah, Save-A-Lot, and all those foods is poison, man. Because everything, and Jake don't understand that this devil has put everything around you to destroy you. From the fucking game, the video games, from the movies, from the pills. Remember, we gotta get Vaca. You know what Vaca is? We gotta get poked when we fucking babies, man. That put mercury in you. So a lot of Down syndrome Jakes came from that shit. You know, slow retard. You know, retard only means slow brain. because they inject us with certain chemicals as a baby. Sickle cell. When we get to middle school, you got to get injected. When you get to high school, you got to get injected. So it's a constant spiritual warfare that's going on against us, man. So Esau never thought that we was going to wake up. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him.
Yeah, and that's the beginning with the prophets, the men of the Lord. We the righteous men that stand up in great boldness. Now going back to what the elder said, we couldn't do this shit in like the 20s, the 30s. This wasn't, Jay couldn't be out openly like this, gathering together. You would be lynched.
Mob action.
Mob action. Well, right after slavery, the KKK was formed and they had the police task force. The same police task force that's monitoring the neighborhoods now. We would have been taken out.
They wear the same bags at the slave patrol.
The same bags. The slave catcher bags is the same bags that goes back to the Rothschilds. It's the same bag that your normal police have. The same badge. Blue shield. Go ahead.
It says, and they made no account of his labors.
Yeah, they made no account of our labors. Now, you can go from Jake building up this demonic ass place, or you can go into, they make no account of the labors that we're doing for Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because they have a plan to come up against this. So they make no account of our labors. They thought that this was a fad, it was a joke, they can pay certain people off, and then this whole Israelite thing would disappear. They can try to already pre-demonize us to the world. So they made no account of our labors. Go ahead.
It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
And you don't think that they fear this? You don't think that they see the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans coming together without fighting? Because remember, Psalms 83 spoke about how they wanted to separate us. You're black, you're Puerto Rican, you're Mexican, you're Native American, And then even within the Northern Kingdom, they got them separated by different color. Well, they ain't know this. Some of them is little dark skinned, some of them light skinned. They separate them by the color.
Whether they speak the language or not.
Yeah,
they separate them for that.
Yep, exactly.
They born in America, they're not the same as the one from Mexico.
Yep.
So yeah,
Same fucking people.
Yeah, same people. And they fall
they
right
definitely
into it.
do that all throughout South America.
They fall right
Brazil,
into it.
Mexico.
Yep.
You still got. You got to remember. You still have what they call them Afro Mexicans.
Yep.
You also have from when John Horse took the Reubenites to Mexico, and they made John Horse a general in the Mexican army, and he actually fought against Esau with Issachar. All right. When they lost Texas and all that, and the Reubenites still got a great big old plot of land, a reservation down there in Mexico, right? And they're Mexican citizens, and they're all very, very dark, of course, because they were intermingled with. But then now they've mixed and mingled and married among the rest of the Iscarites,
And you got this dude by the name of Henry Louis Gates, and he helped Esau cause that confusion. There's a documentary called When Worlds Collide. So he was going into South America, and he was basically his whole MO was to bring out how they're all different tribes. They speak different, they look different, but we all the same.
All
people.
the different names.
Yeah, all the different names
right?
and shit.
The documentary 500 Nations.
Yeah, 500 Nations.
Yeah, and then within Judah, man, you get within Judah you get many different looks, hair types, skin colors, even within Judah. All right. So how much more of the other tribes?
And you know what?
Right?
They never,
I knew Ephraimites that look like straight up white people. But the minute they open their mouth, move to said anything, you already knew. All right.
And you know what? They didn't teach us that the Benjamites and the Levites came over here on slave ships with Judah. Amistad.
It's a part of exactly what you said. They crafted council. So all of their institutions, their educational institutions, their police institutions, all the institutions was built together to divide us and take away what we would come to know as who we are. The whole framework is built on separating us and taking us out of our heritage. Everything that they set up, their stores, all of Esau's institution was to make sure that we were ignorant of who we are, and what was to come.
Exactly.
Everywhere you go, the jobs, they still got you saying you black or white. That's all part of their systematic annihilation of Israel. America's the only one that's doing race class. All the other countries, they know who they are. They have their nationality. They have their heritage. But in America, because the Israelites are here, they have made sure that the institutions have demoralized us and took away all of our knowledge. And they continue to perpetuate that today.
You're right, brother, because you got to think about it. When they were snatching up, the Southern Kingdom from the gates of no return, all right, they knew exactly who Levi was.
Yep.
They knew exactly who Benjamin was, and they knew exactly who Judah was. All right, but they all came from the same places.
Yep.
All right, they were all coming mainly from Benin, from Nigeria, and from Senegal. They were all coming from those places. All right, but then they often were on the same ships. But then they would do the drop off in Jamaica,
Yep.
the drop off in Hispaniola,
Yep.
and then the drop off in America, the drop off in Brazil.
In Brazil. Yep.
And then all of a sudden these people are different people. Then all of a sudden they're different people now because you said so on paper.
Right.
This is what we're dealing with, man. This man is a liar and the father of them. Man.
Right.
Good piece up.
Go ahead, brother.
You got more? No. Lamentation.
Well, you got it.
Okay. Lamentation 1 and 21. They have heard that I sighed. There is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that I have done it. That I will bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me, man. And the other nations are very happy that we're not in our power, man. Because they have a history too. They know what happens when we're in our power. And what did he say? He said, search the records.
Yep.
Find out that they're rebellious and they won't follow no orders, man. Roughly paraphrasing, man.
Yeah, that's what the Agate guy.
Yeah, that's right.
He said it's a malicious people. These people ain't gonna follow the king's commandments. You know. Well, this is a glimpse of well, not a glimpse, but see, Esau he feared for us to get this book in our hand. All right. And remember what happened with Nat Turner. When Nat Turner started to read the Bible, you see, and what happened? He came to the realization that we were the people, and he went to go slaughter. Now that was a prelude to what's going to happen now, you know. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, they never taught us about Nat Turner in school. They taught us about that bald head bitch Harriet Tubman though, who she worked for the CIA. She was a CIA agent for Esau. That helped the slaves to go from the south to the north.
So that they can start their cheap labor for their industrial revolution.
Yep.
That's what it was. What started more division.
Yep.
So they brought you up here to work this cheap slave wages, only for you to be mistreated by the low level of them.
Exactly.
Because they were accusing you of being the reason why they were poor. No, you were poor because some damn greedy elites at the top was keeping it from the rest of their own people.
Yep.
Right?
So they came up with the Emancipation Proclamation. You know, transfer the ownership to corporate slaves. You know, you got it?
Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 2 again says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
So they in fear, man. This right here is fearful for these devils. All right? Like, don't think that this ain't nothing big. This is huge. You see?
Yeah, this is more scary.
This.
This is more scary than guys running around with guns blowing up.
Yeah.
Right? You had this Edomite woman back in like 2012.
They
She
don't
said,
mind. No, go ahead, bro.
oh no, listen, there was an Edomite woman, she made a YouTube video saying that we got too much power and too much momentum. We are a threat. Because if we come up, like the scriptures tell you in Psalms, if we all repent, the Lord would come back and destroy this place. So, you know, the Lord is raising us up, his prophets.
Well, the elect is going to,
Exactly.
we the ones that's repenting. So
Right.
the Lord is going to
Exactly.
answer those prayers.
So it is, we are a threat, man. Like, you know, if we be with our power, we will prosper. All right?
Well, the book, the Bible, the scriptures is it says it's quick, powerful, sharper than a two-edged sword. So this is the power, you know. The scriptures is the power, you know, because it brings judgment, you know.
But it's the prophecy, like Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1, like you said, they watch it. He said the strangeness of our salvation so far beyond what they look for. It starts, you know, ultimately it goes into the chariots. It starts with this. It starts with this great awakening, the two sticks being brought back together. Hey, what did Revelation say? It said the two prophets that tormented the earth. They didn't torment, hey look, the so-called white man has no problems with giving Negroes and Latinos guns. They know you ain't gonna do shit but shoot each other with them. This is what they fear, man.
Yeah.
They fear the two sticks being brought together.
If they
Prophesied.
went dropped off, 20,000 guns to the hood right now, 10,000 to the northern kingdom, 10,000 to the southern kingdom.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
It's